How often should an 8U kid train arm? So I'm going to answer this question as if like the question is how often should an 8U kid throw? I'm assuming that's what it is. I don't know if I don't think it's in the realm of like weight training arms. I wouldn't think so, right? So there's no right or wrong answer, I don't think, to this. I think what it comes down to, again, I'm not a parent. I struggle with this type of dynamic, and it's something that my parents and I talk about a lot. How they didn't really have to do much of like instilling the love of the game for me. I just automatically loved it. Now that's a completely different story and a completely different dynamic if the kid like doesn't like baseball, right? And you're kind of having to like force the issue, like, hey, you got to go throw, you got to do this. And I think that just kind of gets a really bad taste in his mouth in the sense of wanting to love the game, because I talk about it all the time that the biggest thing about this game, and if you want to continue to play this game at a high level, you have to love it, and it's going to be one of those things where it's really easy to get burnt out, as you get older because of the way that you can fail so quickly. So I'm all about, whatever it takes for the individual to love the game. Now, if you're an 8-year-old kid or you're the parent of an 8-year-old kid and he wants to throw every single day and he loves it, like, let's go, dude. Like, let's throw. Absolutely. Like I said, it's a different story if the kid doesn't like it and it's kind of, being forceful, because I think that's only going to create a worse taste in his mouth. Again, I'm not a parent. I mean, parents listening to this, you guys are going to have a better idea about your kid than I will. But like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. But I will say, like at that age, I'm really adamant about, let's not be. I had a parent approach me the other day talking about if I could do like pitching lessons for an 8-year-old, and I said I'll coach, I'll instruct the 8-year-old, but we're not doing pitching lessons. Like I'm very anti pitching at that age. Like anytime I do an instruction with a kid like that, or a lesson with a kid of that age, like we're fielding ground balls, we're taking pop-ups, we're throwing, we're doing 6-hole comeback or backhands, Jeter jump throws, like stuff like that, because it's so important. It's so important to have that athleticism and have that overall joy of the game, and as soon as you kind of put the kid in a box and say, hey, like, you're a pitcher, and that's not to say, like, the kid doesn't love to pitch and kind of wants to do that only. That's where it gets a little bit tricky, but yeah, like, sorry, I keep rambling, but no right or wrong answer. Kind of go with what the kid wants to do, and just, again, be there for him if he wants to throw. Now, if there's if there's an injury, if there's pain, if there's like overall arching like soreness involved because of the throwing volume, then that kind of changes the dynamic, right? So, yeah, that's what I got. But good question. It's a really good question.